Hello, and welcome to Rock Your Block. I'm your host, Larry Laws. On today's segment of First Home Alliance, we will highlight a very special guest who captivate audiences today on multiple platforms. She has been a dynamic force in the media for over 2 decades. From her impactful beginnings in politics as a distinguished tenure as a beloved commentator on ABC, she has graced numerous platforms, including Fox 5, NBC4, and TV One. Her ventures extend to Morton Media, where she produces and hosts TV and radio shows. Currently, she shines as the host of a national SiriusXM radio show, Skin Deep, while empowering small businesses to thrive through media strategies. Her commitment to philanthropy led to the creation of Black Door Society, uplifting women of color towards unparalleled success. Recently, she unveiled her luxury beauty line, Skin Deep Beauty, offering organic vegan products. Please welcome to our show, SiriusXM radio host and founder and president of Black Door Society, Sharrarne Morton.
Thank you for having me, Larry. I'm really excited about being here.
Yes, Sharrarne, it is so great to have you here today. And of course, this is your platform, the media. You know, tell us a little bit what inspired you to start along this journey?
Well, I've always known since I was a little girl that I wanted to be in media, in journalism. So I used to run around the house with a hairbrush in my hand, interviewing my relatives, getting on their nerves. And then in high school, I was the editor of my school newspaper. And then in college, I majored in broadcast journalism. And I also had a radio show on campus. So that was great experience. And once I got out of school, I kind of did a detour into politics, which I don't know what I was thinking. I would never advise that for anyone. It's a blood sport, but it actually offered me the opportunity to meet thousands of people. I mean, it entailed, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of doors that we had to knock on and waving and speaking but I lost. But from that, I got an opportunity to offer commentary on ABC 7 News Channel 8, political commentary. And it was just supposed to be a one-time thing, and it turned into 14 years. So once that gig ended, I was invited to be on SiriusXM radio. So it's been wonderful. I'm doing what I love.
Yes. And it's, again, it seemed that you're such a natural for this. And tell us a little about what keeps you grounded in reference to family. Yes.
Life. Life keeps me grounded. I mean, like everybody else, I've had wonderful ups and horrible downs, That's just part of being a human being. It's the human experience, being a mom, being a wife. It's a challenge to get through life, but it's also very rewarding and wonderful. And I'm thankful that I have tremendous friends and family and a great support system. So I think that and my faith has kept me grounded.
That is great. Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about, I think, a family trip that you took. And we're going to talk about that. I know that you have done some great things. But first, I would like to talk about some of the recognition that you received in reference to the Speakers Magazine. Tell us about the recognition that you received during the Women's Month.
Women's History Month.
Yes.
I was really fortunate to be the cover girl for Speakers Magazine. They have a huge circulation of over 250,000 people. And I was asked to be on the cover, and my organization, Black Door Society, which I know we'll be talking about at some point, the whole edition of the magazine was dedicated to Black Door Society. So that was super exciting. We did a photo shoot, me and my Black Door Society members. We celebrated. We just had a wonderful time. It wasn't my first time on the cover of a magazine, but it was extra special because the publisher of Speakers, my dear friend, Dr. Pam Perry, asked me to serve as cover girl for Women's History Month. So that meant a lot to me.
Yes, in establishing the brand Morton Media, How did that come about?
That came about while I was still doing political commentary on ABC 7 News Channel 8. I was getting tons of requests to speak, to offer workshops. People were asking me to help produce their TV and radio shows, to voice over their, we call them spots, their commercials. And I said,
Yes.
I should just turn this into a business. It's exactly what I'm already doing. It's part of what I love to do, and so that's what I did. I opened Morton Media.
Yes, well, you did a very good job of branding, and I see that you actually ventured into radio. And so, tell us about the Skin Deep radio show, and how did you come up with that idea, Skin Deep?
Well, I after my gig with ABC 7 News Channel 8 ended, I'd say maybe a couple of months later, a friend who you know, Larry, Carl Brown, the executive director of the DC Small Business Development Center, he was offered a show. He was offered the opportunity to do a show for small business owners called the Small Business Report. But he reached out to me. I'd already produced a show or two for him, several shows now that I think about it. And he asked if I would produce that show and co-host with him. And so that's how I got my foot in the door. It's all about who you know, as you know.
Yes.
Um, and so I started co-hosting and producing the Small Business Report. And then I pitched my own show, Skin Deep, to the powers that be there at SiriusXM. They greenlit it, they loved it. And then for a couple of years, I was actually doing both shows. And so for the last 3 years, I've been doing Skin Deep. It's all about, outside and inside health and wellness, whether we're talking about mental health and wellness, physical, financial, we cover the gamut. So that's what Skin Deep's all about.
Yes. Any interesting guests I guess you may have had on Skin Deep radio show?
Oh yeah, I've had everybody. I've had, celebrities from some of my favorite shows to the average layperson who's just trying to make life work, right? As well as
Yes.
a number of business owners. I really like to have uh, Black female business owners on the show to talk about the ups and downs of entrepreneurship. As we know, it's challenging. It's not for the faint of heart.
Right.
And we female entrepreneurs like to say, hey, a business is like having a baby. You have to nurture it 24/7. And so there's been a little bit of everybody on the show. I've been very blessed to be on the air for over 8 years now.
Yes. Well, that's great. Yes. And let's talk about I think that you took a trip to Dubai.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about the trip to Dubai.
Well, I was so fortunate to be able to um, springboard into the beauty industry because I've always thought about, what you put on your skin is just as important as what you put in it, right? And so, or what
Right.
you put on your body is just as important as what you put in your body. And we talk a lot about that on my show, Skin Deep. And I decided, hey, why not just start a beauty brand of natural and organic products where people are not afraid to put the products on their body. They don't have to worry about chemicals that are going to cause all kinds of issues. And I named the line after my show, Skin Deep. So it's Skin Deep Beauty. And I had the opportunity to go to Dubai. I was partnering with the Maryland Department of Commerce, and they're always promoting and trying to encourage small business owners to do business abroad. It's actually easier to do business abroad, believe it or not. And so I said, hey, I'd love to do business in Dubai. And they helped me to get there, and they set up meetings with potential partners and buyers there. It was amazing. I was there for a little over 2 weeks, went to the largest beauty show in the world
Yes.
there. It was just a spectacular experience, and came back and launched my business, my website, and it's brand new. I mean, I literally just launched the website in February. So or was it March? February,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. All right, Sharrarne. And we're going to cover a little bit more about those skin deep beauty products right after our break. Okay. We're about to take a short break, but before we go, I would like to remind you that First Home Alliance is a HUD-approved housing counseling agency serving the National Capital Area. If you are a first-time home buyer or a homeowner in need of mortgage assistance, please visit the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development website to find a HUD-approved agency in your area. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
With First Home Alliance. A little bit about First Home Alliance. We are a HUD-approved housing counseling agency that was established in 2002 by our executive director, Larry Law. He established the nonprofit. He established it because his mother purchased her first home at the age of 65. And everyone was like, how did you do that? Because her income was really low. And so that's how he found out about the USDA program. And so through the USDA program, his mother was able to purchase her first home. It intrigued him to see how he could help individuals basically experience the American dream of homeownership. So he established the nonprofit. Mission is to increase home ownership to low to moderate income families. And so what does First Home Alliance do?
Welcome back. You're watching Rock Your Block. I'm your host, Larry Laws of First Home Alliance. And if you're just now tuning in, we're joined today with SiriusXM radio host, Sharrarne Morton. Sharrarne, before the break, we was talking about the Skin Deep Beauty line. Talk to us a little bit more about the products.
Well, the products are all natural and organic, as I mentioned earlier, and they have really good and clean ingredients in them. One of the things that we pride ourselves on is all of our ingredients are listed on the bottle or on the container of the product. And those ingredients are also listed on our website, which is skindeepbeautystore.com. We're super excited about being able to bring clean ingredients to the marketplace for women because we understand that more and more people are more conscious about their health. And so we have everything from, face creams to makeup and lipstick and lotions and soaps. We have a myriad of clean and organic products that I think anyone would be happy to use and satisfied with as well. So.
Well, that sounds really, really well. And so I guess being in the business and having those products, I assume that you actually have been able to show and use some of those products yourself.
Yes, can't you tell? No. Yes, I mean, I think my skin is pretty good to be almost 60 years old. I think I can pass for 50. And so I think that says a lot. But it also means, using great products along with drinking lots of water and getting plenty of rest. And I don't drink or smoke. I'm pretty boring. But I think, I'm my own walking billboard because most people think I'm around 46, 7, or 8. And when I tell them I'm almost 60, they can't believe it. And I attribute that to my Skin Deep Beauty products.
Yes, well, you're starting a lot of things. You're like a new person into business. And so being a philanthropist, it's saying that you have opened another door, Black Door Society. How were you inspired to create that particular agency?
Yeah, Black Door Society came about I don't know if it was by accident, if it was God. Well, I attribute everything to God. So I was very, very ill in 2020 with COVID, in early 2020, well before there were vaccines, when most people thought, hey, this is not even real or it's just the flu. No, I was on my deathbed. And I read my will to my adult daughters, my living will to my adult daughters, because I just thought it was my time to go. Actually, it took like 3 or 4 hospitalizations before I finally beat it. And it took almost a year for me to fully recover. But I realized that if I had gone, then I would have taken all of this wonderful information with me, all of these great contacts, these great networks with me. And I decided I needed to share the information with other entrepreneurs because I knew that being an entrepreneur, especially a female entrepreneur and a Black female entrepreneur at that, is super challenging. But if you have connections and you have a great network, it certainly adds to your net worth. And I just asked a few well-known women to join me in starting this organization. And before I knew it, we were growing by leaps and bounds. We've had to slow it down. But it seems that everyone really loves the fact that we believe in helping each other, like elevating each other. That's the purpose of Black Door Society. We open the door to opportunities so that all of us can elevate and scale.
Yes, and
If
recently,
your listeners want to go and find out more information, I'm sorry, Larry, they can go to blackdoorsociety.org.
yes, most definitely. And recently there was an event in DC, the diaspora. Tell us
Oh,
about that event.
yeah, you came to that. It was a really high energy event that Black Door Society co-hosted with one of our members, Ogo Ekweme, who has her own health information company. And so we had a fabulous event at the Gaylord Hotel in Fort Washington, Maryland. And we had tons of wonderful speakers, well-known speakers, elected officials, you know, health officials, doctors, attorneys. We had vast amounts of information that we gave out to people who wanted to start or scale a business in health. And we gave them opportunities and access to over $10 million in contract opportunities. So it was amazing. It was sold out, and I think people went away just really happy to have been a part of it. I know I did. I don't know about you, Larry. What did you think about it?
Yes, really. I mean, you can see firsthand, where it benefits so many business entrepreneurs, and they came with high expectation, but actually left with a lot of good information, networking, and opportunities to further their business. And so I think it was a great opportunity, and I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Yes, thank you so much. And
Yes.
good food, good fun, good people, good music. You put all of those things together and you really have a really good event. So we're excited about doing it again next year.
Yes, and I don't want to date anything because this is, I think it's maybe the second annual, but something that you're going to be doing annually, it seems, and awards. And so tell us about a little bit about the award ceremony that you are planning annually.
Yes, that's the Black Door Society Community Award Celebration, where we celebrate folks in the community that have been, doing an amazing job helping the community to be a better place. And many of these honorees are, well-known individuals. We have Raheem Devon, who's a well-known singer, but he's also the founder of the Love Life Foundation. We have Roland Martin, who we're honoring, who is an esteemed journalist. We have Sean Yancey. She's the NBC4 news anchor. She also has a foundation called Girls Night Out, where she helps teenage girls to navigate life. We have the founders of the Black and Missing Foundation. They're the only national organization that actually goes out to find missing people of color. We have you, Larry. You'll be honored as well as the founder of First Home Alliance and for helping veterans to stay in their homes. We have Walter Kirkland, who's the founding president of 100 Black Men in Prince George's County. Martin Azima, who actually he put me in touch with the Department of Commerce so that I could, in fact, get to Dubai. He is one of the directors for the Economic Development Corporation. I think I'm missing one person. I'm
Yeah.
surprised I can remember all of them,
I
but
feel
at
like
any
that's a
rate,
lot to remember.
yeah, but we're having them we're gonna have fun. We're gonna give them great awards. We're gonna party. We're gonna eat really well. Last year we had the First Lady of Maryland, Dawn Moore. We presented her with a History Maker Award because she was the first Black First Lady in the country, and her husband, Governor Westmore, is the first Black governor in the country. So we were excited that she came to accept her award from Black Door Society as well. So we're gearing up to have fun.
Well, that sounds good. Yes, and I really like what you're doing in highlighting organizations and individuals that are in the community. And so specifically, what you're actually working with First Home Alliance, some of the things that you have done, of course, you hosted our annual awards gala, and also some of the coaching and commentation that you're doing to brand First Home Alliance. Talk to us about what you've done with First Home Alliance, but what you offer to nonprofit agencies in the area.
Yeah, I'm all about amplifying brands and people associated with those brands. So we get them, my company, Morton Media, gets those folks on TV and radio. We get them book deals. We get them magazine covers. We get them speaking engagements. You need all of that to amplify who you are. Otherwise, nobody will know you or know what you're about. And it's super important that people know what you do and that they become acquainted with your organization so that they can support you. And so I've been doing that for First Home Alliance and a number of other clients. We help them with their social media as well. I do a lot of coaching because sometimes it's a person's first time being on television or radio and they're a little nervous. They're not really certain what to say or how to say it. And so I help them with that as well. So we are a one-stop shop as well for media and public relations, and we're just super proud of what we've been able to do to help our clients get to the next level.
Yes. Okay, Sharrarne, I want to thank you for coming on to the show today and sharing all the great things you're doing in the community. And before we go, just let our audience know how they can find out more information.
Well, if they want to find out more about Black Door Society, they can go to blackdoorsociety.org or just go find me on social media at Sharrarne_Morton, and you can find all of those wonderful things about what I do. So I can't thank you enough for having me on your show, Larry.
Well, it's been a pleasure, Sharrarne, and thank you for joining us today.
Of course. Thank you. Bye.
I hope you enjoyed this interview with Sharrarne. It has been a pleasure to recognize her accomplishments and contributions to the community. If you would like more information about Sharrarne, please check her out on her website. Now it is time to check our inbox and see how we can help rock your block. This is where we share recent questions sent to us by you, our viewing audience, with financial wellness and housing. Today's question comes from Woodbridge, Virginia. What does First Home Alliance Home Buyer Program offer? What makes your program stand apart from others? I'm glad you asked that question. First Home Alliance Home Buyer Program guides you step by step to a home buying process. We provide education to equip you with necessary knowledge and skills to be a more informed buyer. We offer one-on-one coaching that will help you develop an action plan and help you reach your goal. Our program is unique in diversity and our outreach to the military. And currently, we sponsor a special program called SPARK, Sponsoring Partnerships and Revitalizing Communities. I am Larry Laws of First Home Alliance, and it's been a pleasure sharing with you our mission and highlighting people in our community that are making an impact. If you have questions about financial wellness or how we can help you make your dream of homeownership a success, email your question to our inbox at help@firsthomealliance.org. Then tune into our next show to see if your question was selected to be shared with our audience. You can easily get more information about our services by visiting us on the web at firsthomealliance.org. And please follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you for watching today's segment of First Home Alliance, and join us next time to rock your block.
Glad to know that, some of this stuff about credit and buying houses is written down somewhere. lot of the times it's always hearsay, like other friends or family members who have bought houses before, but they can never, tell you legit what you need to get done and do before buying a house.
I definitely think this class should be required for all first home buyers because a lot of times the real estate agent doesn't explain the process to you. So I think this is very important.
It's from the credit up to receiving a loan, and the most important thing is the process that you go through when you're buying the house, and there are a lot of process which you don't have idea about that before you take this class.
Speakers who came up and spoke about each section, they were very knowledgeable in their field, and I felt like it was relatable. They didn't just throw out a whole bunch of terms that went over my head, but they really explained it in a way to where I understood it, and I could even explain it to my children, and it was even easier for me to take home and kind of remember and process and apply to my next steps. The process was amazing.
They start first with the class before even finding a lender or agent. So I did all that and I wasn't able to purchase, and then I was like, oh, you know what, there's a lot of information I'm not aware of. Let me just start from the beginning, to put everything on hold. Start from the
Piecing the information together, because you've heard things about the loans and about this and about the credit, but this is like a summary, and it just gives a clear flow of where to go with what you have and kind of building up a plan. So that kind of gives me a whole picture of where I needed to go and how to get there.